I am here to present information on water safety and swim lessons simply because the earth is 71% water and your children are 100% curious. I will be speaking about the guidelines set forth by the Safer 3 Water Safety Foundation that is now known as Stop Drowning Now. It preaches the need to educate the public on 3 important issues: safer water or safer pools, safer kids, safer response in the event that a rescue is needed when a drowning occurs. This 2.5-minute video explains the products that can be used to make swimming pools safer.
Let's start with safer water. Of course you're going to watch children in your care, but nobody can watch a child, especially an active toddler, every second. Isolation fences like this one can help buy you the crucial extra moments necessary to reestablish contact when it's been lost, such as when you're in cooking or if somebody calls or rings the doorbell. Proper fence height should be 4 feet, preferably 5, with a self-closing, self-latching gate. Child-resistive latches that are difficult for children to reach should be used. Proper code height is 54 inches above the ground, but check your local codes. The gate should open away from the pool. Children are clever. They might use a chair to try to get in. The gate opening toward them makes it much more difficult to open. And when they let go, it should close and latch again. Barriers should completely surround the pool. We call this isolation fencing. Notice this pool doesn't have a fence. A child who is momentarily out of sight could easily fall in. A permanent fence is ideal, but removable mesh fences can go up in a snap. If your home forms the 4th wall, door alarms should be installed and turned on at all times. All doors and windows leading to the pool area should be secure. Window guards that don't allow the window to open more than 4 inches would be good for this purpose. Pool and spa covers that are tested according to ASTM safety standards should be used and maintained. Automatic pool covers are the best choice because they're the easiest to close when the pool's not in use. However, manual covers and pool nets are also available. Notice how this automatic pool cover has not been maintained and is no longer functional. A barrier that doesn't work is no barrier at all. So be sure to routinely check all your safety devices and secure all covers when pools and spas are not in use. Alarms are another layer of protection to use, in addition to 4-sided fencing and covers. There are many types of alarms: door or gate alarms and personal alarms your children can wear, and pool alarms that fit right into the water. But they only work if you're committed to using them 24/7. Safety drain covers are important because they protect against hair, limb, and body entrapment. Ask your pool service professional about new safety drain covers, as well as other safety devices that are available. And be sure to install your new safety drain covers if you haven't done so already. Make sure drain and outlet covers are in place each time you use the pool, and never let anyone play with or around drain outlets or other covers. Be sure never to enter a pool or spa if you have a cracked or missing drain cover. All these suggestions make for safer water.
Now let's discuss the need to make our kids safer in and around the water. We must be vigilant and teach them to swim, but never take their ability to swim for granted. Always be vigilant. When should they begin learning? My answer: they just have to be born. This way, they are likely to be more able to self-rescue by the time they can walk. And if we aren't able to accomplish that by then, we're at least making them more water savvy or wiser about the water. Why should we teach children so young to swim? Each year, about 4,000 people drown in the United States. Drowning kills more children 1 to 4 years of age than anything else except birth defects. Among children from 1 to 14, drown is the second leading cause of unintentional injury death after motor vehicle crashes. We're fortunate in this country to be able to choose from a variety of lesson programs. Do it yourself, learn to swim, arrange for a teacher to come to your home, enroll in a summer recreation program at a local public pool, YMCA swim lessons, learn at a private swim school, like ours, in warm water with well-trained teachers and teaching tools to make learning faster and easier. This video shows the way that many children are taught to swim. She is learning the method of breath holding until she reaches her destination. There is a problem with this method, though. What if the child runs out of air before she reaches the wall? And what if the wall is too high to grab? This self-rescue method, called the smart fish method, teaches the child to roll over and back float independently if he falls into any body of water. This is Robbie at 8 months. He has already learned and practiced this water safety drill many times with his clothes on. I am now in my 5th decade of swim teaching, and I still find it to be incredible to see a baby roll to back float by themselves like this. It's always a miracle to me. But really, it's not that hard for them. We don't have to teach them to back float. All they have to do is lie down. We just need to teach them why they should patiently back float. We pattern the behavior and allow them to experience the consequence of not back floating. They begin to appreciate it, and then they choose to do it. This is Robbie at 10 months. After he learned to roll back over and swim, he returns to the back float whenever he needs to breathe and rest. It is not possible for babies to recover for air by popping up to the front to breathe. Their heads are too large in proportion to their bodies.
Hey, I'm an octopus. I like to swim.
Octopus, octopus, swim, swim. Octopus, 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 swim, swim. Octopus. Swim up, swim down, swim forward, turn around, swim up, swim down, swim forward, turn around. Octopus, octopus, swim, swim. Octopus, 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 swim, swim. Octopus.
See you later.
Even though the SmartFish rollover method initially teaches lateral breath recovery, students all eventually teach themselves to breathe to the front as well. The little 17-month-old in this video is attempting to do just that. I include this video in my presentation to illustrate how much more difficult it is for a toddler to lift to the front to breathe. This is why we are so set on initially teaching rollover breath recovery. Notice how much faster and more efficient Amelia in the pink shirt is than Zara, who is trying to do it her way. In order to convince her to swim correctly, I needed to allow her to experience the natural consequence of struggling to reach the wall if she tried to do pop-up breathing instead of rollover breathing. Since this video was made, I'd like to say that Zara eventually learned to do efficient swimming. Then, as they grow older and get stronger, they figure out how to play by doing pop-up breathing, while still using their initial rollover skills to develop a pretty good freestyle. Notice how Robbie, at 26 months old, is now able to swim 25 yards freestyle with side breathing when he feels like being a good listener. But most of the time, he bobs up and down and spins around like a clownfish. When visiting a water park in Germany, Robbie, at 28 months, enjoyed utilizing his ability to backfloat in the whirlpool. He even tried to swim against the current at one point, and you'll notice he chose to do freestyle with side breathing. Without being told, he knows this is a more efficient way to swim. The old-fashioned dog paddle pulling with pop-up breathing works, but not so well with children under 3 or 4 years old, and it creates poor body and head position posture, inefficient kick, and short pulling habits that complicates the transition to freestyle later. Plus, they're not able to rest the way rollover to backfloat swimmers do until they reach their destination. The Red Cross swim teaching method, taught at most public pool programs, tends to teach arm and leg freestyle strokes before they teach lateral breathing. I used to be one of those Red Cross teachers and was always frustrated with the problem this created. The smart fish method taught at Watersafe Swim School starts with kick-only swimming with lateral breath recovery while the arms only reach in a streamline. Then, through a progression of drills, we simply add the overarm strokes to transition it into freestyle. Typical swim programs offered at various swim schools are parent-taught classes until they're old enough for groups, which tends to be about age 3, two-person semi-privates, group classes, and privates. Most schools schedule lessons from 1 to 5 days per week. At Watersafe Swim School, we offer the following programs: newborn, born to swim experience sessions, 30-minute parent-taught groups, and 15-minute private parent-taughts, 15 to 30-minute privates, 30-minute semi-privates, 30-minute small groups, pre-competitive swim squads for kids who can learn from a coach on the deck, starting at about age 4, competitive swim team starting at age 5. We allow the options of scheduling once per week to as many as 7 days a week. Our newborn Born to Swim experience sessions are free from birth to about 4 months. For preemies, we add more time. We offer private lessons or group parent-taught classes as many days of the week as you can attend. In these sessions, they spend most of their time doing a peaceful back float, even napping. We suggest they drink a bottle or breastfeed while in the pool when they're hungry. Submersions are optional and not important. For homework, we suggest parents shower and backfloat them in the tub as often as possible. This is slow motion of Monet being submerged at 1 week. Submersions are optional. If we do submerge at this age, we might only do 2 or 3 times for only 1 to 2 seconds each time. Don't worry, they don't swallow water. They only know how to drink liquid by sucking through a nipple. And now at 5 months, this is what little Monet has learned. Through practice and frequent showers, she has developed good breath control. All babies are usually able to learn to roll over into a back float from about 6 months on up. Breath recovery by swim float swimming occurs from about walking age on up. As you have seen, toddlers can begin learning stroke technique from about 24 months on up. The Smartfish Method parent-taught classes are parent-taught. Through the use of music, rhyme, and unique teaching aids, we focus on developing breath control, balance, and buoyancy, and introduce them to kicking, backfloating, and rollovers. The babies usually take longer to learn water safety skills, but they have more fun. Soon, we will be providing online training for the parents as well. The best way for a student to learn to swim from about 7 months on up is to take frequent swim lessons. This video describes our Fast Track program. By taking lessons 5 days a week for 4 weeks, students are able to learn the following skills. 20 Fast Track lessons can teach a baby who is able to crawl to learn to roll over and back float. In 20 Fast Track lessons, toddlers who are able to walk can learn to swim, float, swim. In the same number of lessons, toddlers who start the program with those swim, float, swim skills already can learn to kick and roll swim. And in 20 lessons, preschoolers and older students can completely learn to swim with total confidence. I will now briefly address typical concerns that parents have regarding swim lessons for their little ones. Now listen to a doctor describe swimmer's ear.
Swimmer's ear is an inflammation of the canal, the ear canal. It's commonly called swimmer's ear or otitis externa. I want to take you to a picture of the ear just so you get an idea. It really helps explain what's going on. So if you'll look at this picture here, this is your earlobe, here's your ear canal, here's the eardrum. Now, swimmer's ear is inflammation and infection of this area here. It's the ear canal. This is one of those infections that actually, if you'll make a phone call to your doctor, especially if your child's been swimming, here we are in the summertime, and you grab that earlobe and you pull on it, kind of pull up and out away from the body, it stretches that ear canal and your child will absolutely yelp. They will absolutely yelp if they're pulling on it. Ah! Just pulling on it, it just hurts like heck because you've got an inflamed ear canal. Sure, go ahead, go ahead.
Like that?
Yeah, no, pull harder, harder.
Harder?
No, I'm just teasing.
No, hold on. You have to be swimming to get swimmer's ear?
So you don't have to be swimming necessarily. You can be in a tub with dirty water, your ear's underwater, and that moisture and bacteria that get in the ear can cause an ear infection, a swimmer's ear. It's just the outer ear infection. So the middle ear infection is what we call your regular ear infection. I'm going to take you back to that picture. So if you'll look at this picture right here, right behind the eardrum is the middle ear. Regular ear infections, the bacteria come from the back of the throat, back of the nose, up the eustachian tube to the middle ear. It's a perfect spot for the bacteria. They say, whoa, we found our home, because it's a nice little contained environment. And this eustachian tube is so narrow in most little children that by gravity that pus should just drain out, which is why adults and big kids don't get ear infections. But in little kids, it's congested, it's narrow, the bacteria are trapped, and that's your middle ear infection. So middle ear infection is here, typically needs antibiotics if it's a severe one, although antibiotics are way overused for ear infections. Outer ear infections, if it's bad, you're just going to do a topical antibiotic, harmless. It usually has a steroid in it as well, and that decreases the inflammation. And bingo, you just put those drops in, 5 drops, 2-3 times a day for a few days, and you're better.
Commercial pools are regulated by the health department. They are required to use chlorine, even if they have a saltwater system. We have not found chlorine levels to be harmful to the baby's skin. For extra peace of mind, we suggest the parents take their babies into the shower with them after their lesson, or bathe them at home. As I mentioned before, this is also a good time to practice breath control by allowing the water to wash over their face. Resistance to swim lessons is common in all swim programs. We do everything we can to minimize it, even give extra love time in the water when we can. Babies from the age of 9 months and up experience separation anxiety, and this can cause upset when the teacher handles them. Please don't give up on them, no matter how much they complain. They do not know why it is so important to learn. To be sure you're in agreement with how your child is being taught, your swim teacher, as ours are trained to do, should stay in constant communication with you, the parent. The more frequently they attend the lessons, the sooner they will adjust emotionally. This is a cute video to illustrate how a child who once hated learning to backfloat has now decided that it's her favorite thing. Are you ready to get up? If you turn over, I'll pick you up, okay? Olivia, can you turn over? Turn over and I'll pick you up, okay?
I don't want to.
You don't want to?
No. I'm for that day.
Olivia, is it worth it to cry?
No.
No? Then why do you cry? Do you think that I'll stop teaching you when you cry?
No.
I'm still going to teach you, huh? So then why cry? Why don't you just turn over and get up and you can be all done? If you turn over on your tummy and swim to my shoulders, you can be all done. Okay?
No.
Do you want to be all done?
No.
You mean you want to backfloat all day?
Yeah.
That's all you want to do is backfloat? Olivia, there's other more important things to do today.
But I'm not going out.
What are you going to do when you get dressed today? Do you go to lunch?
I go to lunch when I make breakfast.
Yeah, what do you have for lunch?
Pizza.
You're going to eat pizza for lunch? Then why don't you turn over on your tummy and then you can go get dressed and go get pizza.
I did get pizza.
Oh, you already got pizza? Oh. Are you going to get a snack when you get out of the pool?
No.
How often should they attend? Once per week is sufficient. Twice per week is a conservative ideal. 3 or 4 days per week is fantastic. If they're upset about the new experience or teacher, the more they attend, the better, until they adjust to the routine. Please attend year-round. We prefer once per week year-round, then attending for one set of frequent lessons, and then stopping. Will they forget if they take a break? Please avoid taking one. Once a week lessons are sufficient to maintain and improve skills. We're open year-round and the water's very warm, 93 degrees and indoors in the off-season. However, if you do take a break, they won't lose their skills. They can lose their confidence or the understanding that they have no choice and must attend their lessons, whether they want to or not. Once they master their ability to swim and recover for air with complete confidence in any depth for any length, we generally say that they've reached the point of no return. If you need to stop lessons, we recommend that you do so once they have graduated from the Learn to Swim program, or what we call grade 5. We teach stroke technique beyond that. Also, the best time to learn is in the off season. If you must take a break during the year, it is better to do so in the summer when you have other opportunities and places to practice. What are the benefits of swimming? There's so many. Describing that would take another presentation. But in brief, through extensive studies, child development experts have found that children and infants who swim year-round are accelerated in their development physically, cognitively, and emotionally. And of course, the main benefit to teaching kids to swim at a young age is this. So what happened, Katie?
Well, we were at Mother's Beach with Holden, Presley, and Julietta, and one of our friends, and my cousin, who's visiting from Georgia. And Holden happened to follow his 6-year-old sister in the water, and he was about waist deep, and he decided to go ahead and turn around and try to walk towards the shore, and he was stumbling a little bit, and he fell in. He rolled himself over and floated. My cousin, who has never seen the Watersafe approach, freaked out, ran into the water and tried to save him, but I kept telling him to stop because I knew Holden had the skills necessary to save his life, and he did.
Super! You will feel more calm when your child can swim, even if you do not have a pool. Babies can even drown in bathtubs. I know 2 babies who have done so. It's heartbreaking for me. But I do have a success story from a swim lesson parent who said she found her baby back floating in a bathtub. She didn't know he had climbed into a full tub of water on his own until she heard him crying and traced the cry to the bathroom that she thought was closed. So we need to teach the children to swim, but we must not ever take it for granted. The third component to ensure water safety is safer response. Please learn CPR. Relearn it. They are constantly updating the rules. They're trying to make it easier for us to remember. I have actually had to use it to save the life of a 4-year-old that was pulled from the bottom of a health club pool. He was there for recreation swim, not lessons. He didn't know how to swim. He did survive, but my anxiety for not being confident with how I was handling it has inspired me to update my certification even more frequently than required. I urge you to do the same. So there you have it. To prevent drowning, we need safer water, safer response, safer kids. Thank you.